Norristown High School softball senior night. First to be honored from Norristown Area High School will be Marissa Dell. In the fall, she'll be attending the University of Delaware and majoring in political science. Her favorite memory is when I struggle pitching. Kelly helps calm me down and tells me I'll be on magazine covers. Her final message: I can see the team improving a lot from my first year playing. We have improved even a lot this year, especially only having 9 players for the last couple of weeks. I know you guys will continue to grow and work well as a team in the future. Good luck next season. Next for Norristown, Olivia Fisher. Jocelyn Spencer Fisher. Leah's played 10 years of softball, will be attending Temple University in the fall and majoring in kinesiology. Leah's favorite memory is the times when my dad almost got thrown out of the game. Hilarious. Last message: it's been a great year playing with you all, and I'm going to miss you so much. I love you, Minas.
So that's how she got that color.
And will be attending Westchester University and majoring in political science, government, and politics. Her favorite memory is beating up a Merion in 10th grade. Final message from Maya: you guys are going to be undefeated next season. I'm going to miss you all so much, and I'll always be a Lady Eagle at heart. And the final senior for Norristown, Isabel Rivera. Isabel is a student by Matt and Andrea Rivera. She's played softball for 8 years and will be attending the University of Rochester in the fall, majoring in English. Her favorite memory is laughing and singing on the bus ride home from night games. The final message from Isabel: I'm so proud of this team and proud that I've been playing with these amazing girls for so many years. I will miss you all so much next year, but I am confident this program will continue to grow. Good luck, ladies. We'd now like to take a moment to honor the seniors from Lower Merion. We will announce their names and their colleges they'll be attending in the fall. Senior Amelia Ben-Poret will be attending Brandeis University. Hannah Charleston, Vassar College. Amber Brown, West down the road to Bristol. Zoe Megan King will be a Hoosier, Indiana. And Emma Rosenthal, Emily. Congratulations.
All right.
And now would you please rise for the playing of our national anthem.
That's a good start. Like all the way out? Like this? 4.
Oh, yeah.
Live microphone, do a good job. Don't stop recording the game.
Okay.
Looks like you're working. Yeah, that's it. Continue to look like you're working.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Now batting for Lower Merion, number 6, Kelly Doherty.
And good evening, folks, and welcome to the East Norriton Township building for tonight's senior night matchup between the Eagles of Norristown and the Aces of Lower Merion. Should be a very competitive battle tonight. Two evenly matched teams, and obviously a very special night with 4 seniors saying goodbye to the girls they've played with for so long. On the hill for Norristown tonight is Shannon Taylor, and we're going to start off with a 1-pitch out. As a little fly out there to Maya Humphreys at first base, and 1 up and 1 down.
Now batting for Lower Merion, number 10, Kylie Accio.
Now Kylie Paccioni, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correct, but she is up at the plate right now. Taylor starts her with a strike on the outside corner. Windy night and a cool night. Far different than the conditions of the boys' senior night yesterday. Taylor's windup and the 0-1 pitch is grounded to short. Gloved and thrown. Nice play there. As 2 up, 2 down, Margot Johnson on the play.
Now batting for Lower Merion, number 12, Alyssa Holmberg.
So now the 3-hole hitter, Alyssa Holmberg, up for the Aces as she'll try to get a little 2-out rally started. And Taylor's pitch misses high and away. And Eagles come in winless on the year, but a prime opportunity. They have the unfortunate predicament of playing in one of the toughest leagues in the state when it comes to girls softball. And they've been competitive in several games, but certainly they are chomping at the bit for this one. Counts even at 1-1 to Holmberg. Taylor gets her sign, and she comes with a 1-1 pitch. Misses low and away. So 2 balls and a strike to Holmberg with 2 outs and nobody on base, just underway from the East Norriton Township building. And we're ready to go here. And that ball is popped up. And coming in and making the play is shortstop Margot Johnson. And an excellent inning for Taylor and the Norristown Eagles, as 3 batters up, 3 batters are retired. The score at the end of a half an inning, 0-0.
baseman, Maya Humphreys.
So Maya Humphreys leading off for the Eagles as she'll try to get things started. A clean top of the first inning. A windy day is an announcer's worst nightmare as papers are blowing all over the place. Aaron Reddish has been absolutely no help so far, but he's busy with the camera, so we're not going to give him too much slack. So here we go. Humphreys leading off for the Eagles. And she'll be facing Hannah Charleston. And Charleston misses low and away with a ball. Like we said, it is a windy night, but wind does seem to be blowing out to left field. If you get one up in the air, it should carry. And she takes a fastball over for a strike. Count evens at 1-1. As Humphreys has been a steady leadoff hitter for Norristown. And she is a little bit late on a fastball and cues that foul out of play. And she's behind in the count 1-2. As the wind continues to pick up here at East Norriton Township building. 1-2 pitch, she lays off a changeup high and away. It evens the count at 2-2. Two pitches high and away, and the count is run full as Humphreys looks to get on and get a little rally started for the Eagles. As Charleston gets her sign and misses high and away with the ball, she's a leadoff base runner.
Now batting for the Eagles, center fielder Bailey Hendricks.
So Norristown goes senior to start right now. Maya Humphreys walked on a 3-2 pitch. Now Bailey Hendricks steps into the plate. And she'll look to move Maya along and get the Eagles out to an early lead. And strike is taken on the inside corner. 0-1 to Hendricks. As head coach Melissa Morgan down there at third base sends the signals to her star center fielder. There goes Humphreys for second. She got a decent jump. The throw over is into center field and a stolen base for Maya Humphreys. So aggressiveness paying off so far for the Eagles as Humphreys advances and tests the throwing arm of Margot Oxman. And so the Eagles in Byzantown, runner at second and nobody out. We'll see if Bailey's going to look to try to sacrifice, get their runner to the third with less than 2 outs. The Eagles may be thinking about a big inning right now. And that misses low. So the count is even at 1-1. Here's the windup and the pitch. There's a strike. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Bailey Hendricks as she'll have to choke up and try to put the ball in play here. Much more difficult stealing third than second in softball. More direct throw for the catcher. And that is a ground ball just past the pitcher. Gloved, and it's going to be an error. Error on the shortstop, unable to glove it. And now Norristown 2 on and nobody out.
Now batting for the Eagles, shortstop Margot Johnson.
So the 3-hole hitter for Norristown, Margot Johnson, a chance to do some damage as an error by Polsky at shortstop has led to a potential big inning for Norristown as the first 2 batters have reached base. And Johnson will look to drive something into the outfield and crack the scoreboard for Norristown. She takes a strike on the inside corner. Margot digs in. Charleston delivers the pitch. It gets away, and the runners are going to advance on a wild pitch. As Charleston didn't look like she quite had a good grip on that, and no chance for catcher Margot Oxman. And Humphreys and Hendricks move up, so now 2 runners in scoring position with nobody out. Eagles in prime position to take an early lead. And that ball misses just high and away. Here's the pitch that is cued foul back and out of play and nearly into a white Ford van that already has some severe damage to it, so it wouldn't have really made much of a difference if it had hit it. But back to the game, 2 strikes on Johnson. Here's the stretch and the pitch, and that is a base hit, clean hit to center field. Humphreys is going to come around and score. Hendricks is good being held, and advancing on the throw is Margot Johnson with an RBI single. It's 1-0 Norristown.
Now batting for the Eagles, second baseman, Aaliyah Fisher.
So Aaliyah Fisher now has an opportunity to continue the Norristown rally. They lead 1-0. Margot Johnson with a solid single up the middle. And now 2 more ducks on the pond. As Charleston gets a sign and ground ball to shortstop. Polsky stays down, gloves, but the throw is not in time. And coming home and scoring on the play is Bailey Hendricks as the aggressiveness of Norristown pays off again.
Now batting for Norristown, playing left field, Marissa Dell.
So you couldn't script a better start for the Eagles right now, as every batter has reached base. And the Eagles with an early 2-0 lead, and still runners on first and second, and nobody out. So senior Marissa Dell. And missing low and in is Charleston. And again, Norristown has been very aggressive on the base pass so far, and it has paid off. Stolen base by Humphreys. Hendricks scores on a ground ball to shortstop. And there's a strike on the outside corner. Johnson and Fisher are your base runners. Dell is your batter. The score is 2-0. We are just underway here at the East Norriton Township building. And that is a strike on the outside corner. Not a very definitive strike call by our home plate umpire. A little bit of a delayed call, so maybe the reason why it looks delayed on camera. And that is a called third strike. First out of the inning is recorded.
Now batting, catcher, Aaron Morris.
So Shannon Taylor's battery made Aaron Morris now at the plate. 2 on and 1 out. And Norristown taking a very patient approach so far tonight as they look to wear down Charleston. She gets her sign and delivers the pitch. Misses high and away. There go the runners, but the throw goes into left field. And Norristown's going to benefit once again from the aggressiveness. Another run comes across the plate as Margot Johnson scores the 3rd run of the evening. As catcher Margot Oxman overthrew third baseman Kylie Paccioni, and Norristown allowing the aces of Lower Merion to make mistakes, and they're benefiting. That ball is ripped into left field. Another clean single. And now a 4-0 lead as Aaron Morse rips an RBI single.
Now batting, right fielder, Isabel Rivera.
So a conference on the mound, as certainly not an ideal start for the Aces if they have just 1 out and 4 runs have crossed the plate. Norristown has hit some balls hard, but the Aces have certainly made some mistakes. But Norristown has forced those mistakes, and I don't think you could script a better beginning to a game than what's happened so far. As Rivera squares the bunt, pulls back. There goes Morse for second. She is down and she is in. A bit of an awkward slide, but she gets up. And again, Norristown smelling blood in the water as they look to exploit the poor defensive play early on by the Aces. So Charleston, here's the windup and the pitch. Cued right back to Charleston. She'll throw over the first for the 2nd out of the inning. And Morse moves to third.
Now batting for Norristown, first baseman Alexa Eaton.
So Alexa Eaton, playing first base and batting in the 8-hole, has a runner at third and 2 outs as Norristown wants to get greedy right now, already leading 4-0. And she lays off a high fastball. 2 balls and no strikes to Eaton. Eaton has played a variety of positions so far for Norristown this year. Settled in at first today. And swing and a miss to the fastball. So Charleston, who's had her struggles so far, looks to try to get out of the inning. And that ball is going to be knocked up the middle for a base hit. Another run comes across for Norristown, and they now lead 5-0.
Now batting for the Eagles, pitcher Shannon Taylor.
You know it's a good inning when the 9-hole hitter comes up, as the Eagles are going to bat around in this first inning, barring some base running mistake out there. So Charleston trying to finally get out of this innings, fires in the strike as she faces her rival on the mound, pitcher Shannon Taylor. Alexa Eaton at first base, clean single up the middle, and a foul tip. Now 2 strikes on Taylor, and she'll have to choke up, just try to put the ball in play. We've seen the Aces make some mistakes when Norristown has done just that. So Charleston with the 1-2. Called third strike, and that'll do it for the first. But a productive first inning for Norristown as 5 Lady Eagles come across and score. The score at the end of 5-0 Norristown.
Leave them laughing if you can.
So you're just going to go to my place or what? All right. All right.
Margot, Hannah, Emma, Zoe.
I'm a frequent proponent guy, yeah.
I think you were my daughter's one of my daughter's teachers.
I do at Norristown. Who's your daughter?
Tina Tower, I think I had her
Many years
couple years ago, yeah.
How old is she now?
She's a sophomore, she's 19.
Okay, she's only been out.
She graduated last year.
Okay.
And then my other daughter, Shannon.
Oh, okay. Well, that's about as good a start as we could have, right? Yeah, I believe it. I believe it.
I know that because once I was in there. Once I was in there,
Bernadette, yeah.
sitting next to me. For some reason I took a picture. And she said, "Hey, that's my teacher."
That's great.
Now batting for the Aces, Margot Oxman.
So top of the second, and Norristown out to an early 5-0 lead as Margot Oxman, the catcher, pops him up and should be playable, and calling it no. Now a little bit of miscommunication there in center and short as Margot Johnson and Bailey Hendricks couldn't quite come to an agreement as who was going to make the play, so a base runner for the Aces.
Now batting for Lower Merion, Hannah Charleston.
So 1 on, nobody out. as Hannah Charleston takes a fastball in the inside corner for a strike, 0-1. And so, again, that last play needs to be made. And just strictly communication issue. It was very high pop-up. Plenty of time for somebody to get through. But a hard ground ball to second base and a nice play by Aaliyah Fisher. They'll record the first out of the inning.
Now batting for Lower Merion, number 1, Emma Rosen.
So Emma Rosenau as the second baseman for Lower Merion comes up with 1 on third and 1 out, an opportunity to get the Aces on the board. They already trail 5-0. So Taylor comes with a pitch, inside corner for a strike. As Taylor stares in and gets her sign, and here's the pitch. And that is a few feet short, and it's, deciding not to run from third base was Oxman. And we'll see if they live to regret that, as certainly an opportunity there for the Aces to crack the scoreboard. But she'll stay at third. Still an opportunity now for Rosenau to put the ball in play and get the Aces on the board. And that's a fastball. It's high and away. 3 balls and a strike. Taylor comes with a 3-1. That's going to be high. And she walks Rosenau, so 2 on and 1 out.
Now batting for the Aces, number 15, Zoe Kaplan.
So Zoe Kaplan up now as the right fielder comes up with 2 on and just 1 out. And there goes a runner for second. They're going to score, and the Aces will get on the scoreboard, as coming in the score is Oxman, but Eagles get the second out of the inning, and they're happy to make that trade.
Now batting for Lower Merion, and this is a 2.
So Anissa Pugh up now for the Aces as she looks to do some 2-out damage. Aces get on the board. No runs in the first. They have recorded a run so far here in the second, and they have a runner at second, but 2 outs. And again, Norristown more than willing to make that trade, leading 5-0 with a ground ball to third. Certainly it's possible that Eaton could have came home and tried to cut down the run, but you just want to avoid a big inning at this point, certainly when you have a 5-run lead. So now Taylor has the jump on Pugh. She'll look to put her away. And staying alive, a little cue foul ball coming right back at the camera. Count stays at 1-2. Now the windup in the pitch. And taking third strike, and that'll do it. So Taylor comes back and limits the damage. Just 1 on the board. We'll head to the bottom of the second. 5-1 Norristown.
You're looking at it.
I'm still at the high school. Can't get away. Yeah, it is what it is. We're I mean, now's a good time of year. Yeah, I mean, they get a little, a little wild when the weather gets warm. But now, I mean, it hasn't been a bad year. My kids, my biggest problem, not really behavior, just kids are doing. And I'm teaching different subjects. I have US 2 still, but they gave me US 1.
Oh, I was gonna say, don't even say math. I'm so
I know.
I was gonna say what? Reading. That's what I thought.
No, US 1.
Yeah, that's fine.
So good. I just, well,
So boring. You're just like, I can't even. I don't even.
yeah, I mean, you spice it up as best you can. But,
Now batting for the Eagles, third baseman Maya Humphreys.
So we're ready to start the bottom of the second inning. Maya Humphreys, who got things started for Norristown in the first with a leadoff walk, came around the score on a Johnson single. Swings and miss at a fastball from Charleston. So 0-1. Now the windup and the pitch. That's a strike on the outside corner. You can see Charleston. She gets things going. She wants to work quickly. I was unable to do that last inning as the Eagles with constant base runners look like a merry-go-round out there for a little while. And a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Humphreys is retired.
Now batting for the Eagles, center fielder Bailey Hendricks.
So Bailey Hendricks will try to get a little one-out rally started for Norristown. Squares the bunt and pulls it back. Hendricks came around the score on a Marissa Dell base hit, and she lays down a bump. That's going to go foul down the first base line. So top half of this inning saw a bit of a miscommunication between Hendricks and Johnson on a pop fly. Ended up being an unearned run for Shannon Taylor, but still, Eagles have played solid defense so far. They lead 5-1 as Hendricks takes a strike, and she's in the hole. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So now the windup and the pitch. Popped up and maybe in no man's land, but nope. Making the play in center field is Alyssa Holmberg for the second out of the inning.
Now batting for the Eagles, shortstop Margot Johnson.
Margot Johnson, the shortstop, now up with 2 outs and nobody on base. Has a far different second inning than first inning for Charleston and the Aces of Lower Merion. As she starts her with a fastball in the inside corner for a strike, 0-1. And that fastball misses high and away. So the count's even at 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That is lined into left field and a base hit. And Johnson thinking about 2. She's going to try for 2, and she'll get in 2 with a stand-up double.
Now batting for the Eagles, second baseman Aaliyah Fisher.
So Margot Johnson dialed in right now as she's hit the ball hard twice and leaks off a second base. Pitch misses low as the Eagles try to counter the run that the Aces scored in the top half of the inning. And a base hit here certainly you'd think would do that. Now Fisher takes a pitch right down the middle for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. As the temperature has dipped quite a few degrees since we've started. Not a typical mid-May day. That ball is popped up, should be an easy play, and is an easy play, and Jess Polsky makes it, and the Eagles are retired. So the score after 2 innings, Norristown 5, Lower Merion Aces 1.
Listen, I'm doing 3 things here at once. What do you want? Let's go. Melissa. 5-1. 5-1.
Our score after 2 innings of play sees Norristown out to a 5-1 lead. Now batting for the Aces, number 2, Jess Polsky.
So top of the 3rd inning, Norristown with a 4-run lead. All 5 runs came in the 1st inning. Lower Merion countered with a run in the 2nd. And Shannon Taylor settles in and delivers the first pitch of the 3rd inning. It's a strike. Polsky, the shortstop, has had her troubles early on, although she did make a play to end the bottom half of the 2nd inning. And she swings and misses at a changeup. She's in the hole, 0-2. And Taylor gets her sign and comes with the 0-2. And swinging a foul back and out of play. As Taylor will go and retrieve her own ball. Not a bad idea on a cool night. Try to stay loose. No long sleeves on. Tough girl out there. So Taylor now will deliver the 0-2 pitch, and it's going to miss just off the inside corner. So a ball and 2 strikes to Jess Polsky. The 9-hole hitter for the Aces. And here is the 0-2 pitch. Popped up and should be playable, and it is, and an excellent play as Aaliyah Fisher, near over-the-shoulder Willie Mays style, records the first out of the 3rd inning.
Now batting for the Aces, number 6, Kelly Doherty.
So back to the top of the lineup as Kelly Doherty steps in with 1 out and nobody on base, as an excellent play by Aaliyah Fisher. As big smile on that young girl's face, made a nice play on a tough night to field with the wind and the coolness. Tough to stay loose out there. And she did offer at that as Doherty tries to bunt. She misses it. That'll go down as a strike. Now the windup and the pitch. Swing and a miss at a changeup. As Doherty a bit out in front. And that's the goal of the changeup. Get the hitter off their timing. And we'll see if she decides to come back with a fastball or stay with the changeup. Here's the windup and the pitch. And fastball misses low and away. So 2 balls and 2 strike count even to Doherty. Eagles lead 5-1. We're in the top of the 3rd. as the lights are on here at the Township Park at East Norriton. And that ball is going to be over the head of shortstop Margot Johnson and into left field for a clean base hit.
Now batting for Lower Merion, Kylie Pacioni.
Isn't that what I said?
So Kylie Pacioni, the third baseman, steps in with one on and one out, squares the bunt, pulls back, guess that ball missed high. So 1-0. So here's the windup and the pitch, and that misses off the inside corner, 2-0. And important now for Taylor to find the strike, so I want to make the Aces earn their way on now, as Norristown seems dialed in defensively tonight. Nothing keeps players on their toes more than when the ball's put in play. And there's a strike on the outside corner. So 2 balls and a strike to Pacioni. Taylor gets her sign from the bench. And she comes with a 2-1 pitch. Popped up, and it looks like it may be playable, and it is, as Maya Humphreys makes the catch, and that's the second out of the inning.
Now batting for Lower Merion, Alyssa Holmberg.
So 3-hole hitter Alyssa Holmberg comes up to the plate with 2 outs and a runner on first base. And Taylor comes with the first pitch, and it is swing and a miss, as Holmberg a little off balance there. And Shannon Taylor now gets her sign from the bench, and she'll deliver the 0-1 pitch. And Holmberg lays off a fastball. Count even at 1-1. Nice crowd on hand tonight for Norristown Senior Night as we look around. Parking lot is full, well supported by members of the senior baseball team, see members of the basketball team here. That ball is ripped and underneath the glove of Margot Johnson and into left field. There's going to be a play at third, and she is out at third base as an excellent relay throw records the third out of the inning. And the defense of Norristown once again stymies the Aces of Lower Merion. Will go to the bottom of the third. Still 5-1 Norristown.
Aaron, that way building is so pure. I want you to grab your field. I'll use my face if you think I did. I hope the microphone didn't pick that up. We can cut it out. Yeah, think about that. Bottom of the third, that's when we, I said maybe so much in the
They go back. Oh,
Isabel. Isabel. Who is that? I don't have your number. Who is that? Number 8?
Oh, Marissa.
That's Marissa.
Yeah.
Thank you.
probably heard Coach wants you to announce honorary post base.
Oh, right now?
Hey. I got new pictures.
We'd like to take a moment and honor Don Taylor, teacher from East Norriton Middle School, who will be retiring in just about a month, and he will be an honorary first base coach there for the Eagles. No mistakes, Don. Now batting for the Eagles, left fielder Marissa Dell.
So if you heard a little bit of a wild applause out there, it's for good reason, as longtime East Norriton middle school teacher Don Taylor has recently announced his retirement. He has been a stalwart in the community for many, many years, and he'll be coaching first base. Not a great title right now, but he certainly has his history with athletics. He is still a basketball referee. As Marissa Dell leading off for the Eagles here in the third. Eagles lead 5-1. Dell fouls one back, and the count is even at 1-1. So here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball misses away. As Charleston, the pitcher for Lower Merion, has settled in since a bit of a wild first inning. Some walks and some poor defense and some solid hitting by Norristown. Saw a big inning as she gets Dell swinging first out of the inning.
Now batting for the Eagles, catcher Aaron Morris.
So now Aaron Morris steps in with a runner on, or I'm sorry, nobody on and one out. Morris knocked in a run in the first. And she's done a fine job behind home plate so far for the Eagles tonight. And she takes a fastball over. 1 ball and 1 strike. And a ground ball, and this might be trouble. Grounded to Polsky, but Morris runs well. No way they were throwing her out. And an excellent job by Don Taylor encouraging the runner over there at first base.
Now batting for the Eagles, right fielder Isabel Rivera.
So Isabel Rivera steps up to the plate. 1 on, 1 out, bottom of third. Takes a pitch just off the outside corner for a ball. And here is the pitch. Isabel fouls it right at the plate, and count evens at 1-1. So Aaron Morris with an infield hit, and she got down the line in a hurry. Don Taylor, coach over there first, wants a job to do, and a little hit and run. Oh, and it's going to lead to a double play. Bad luck there for Norristown as they started a hit and run, but the second baseman for Lower Merion was able to make the play, and they get the double play to end the third inning. Nice job, Don Taylor. We kid. We will go to the top of the fourth. The score is 5-1 Norristown.
Stick it to the back, and then when you're done, put it inside. That's what I stick it to the inside. And then I know there's a wimpy one. Dude, doesn't he look like the purple guy from Monsters, Inc.? I don't know who that is. The one that you like. Yeah, you do.
Thanks. Thanks for the encouragement. What? Top of 4.
Are you serious, dude? I have. You never saw me shoot? he be betting, no. They're really about to go play.
Now batting for the Aces, number 7, Margot Oxton.
About ready to start the top of the fourth inning. If you're just joining us, you have missed a lot. Norristown scored 5 in the first. Lower Merion got one back in the top of the second as their pitcher, Hannah Charleston, has settled in quite a bit since the rocky first inning. But pitcher for Norristown, Shannon Taylor, has kept the Aces at bay, and Oxman fouls one back and out of play to start the fourth. So the windup and the 0-1 pitch. That misses low for a ball, 1-1. And again, the temperature continues to fall here at the East Norriton Township building, calling for a low of 51 degrees. And that ball is grounded right to Maya Humphreys. She gloves, she throws, and an excellent play as Maya Humphreys, who's been on the ball senior night, gets the first out of the inning.
Now batting for Lower Merion, Hannah Charleston.
Pitcher Hannah Charleston now up, one out, nobody on. Top of the fourth, Eagles lead by 4. And their defense is the reason why, as they were able to throw a runner out at third at the end of the third inning on an excellent relay from center field to third baseman Maya Humphreys. And defense has been the difference so far, and it counts for the 5-1 Norristown lead. So now the windup and the pitch. High and away for a ball. Amazed how many girls out here aren't wearing long sleeves. Sometimes when you get under the lights, the emotion and the energy can get you by as that ball is cued right back to Taylor. She makes the play. So 2 up, 2 down here to start the fourth.
Now batting for Lower Merion, number 1, Emma Rosenell.
So just what you want to see, 2 outs and nobody on base for Lower Merion as Emma Rosenall, senior for Lower Merion, comes to the plate and lays off a high pitch. It's 1 ball and no strikes. There's the windup in the 1-0, way high, 2 balls and no strikes. So Taylor, who is deliberate on the mound at times, comes with the 0-2, and that ball bounces. So a little bit out of whack so far with the first 3 pitches to Rosenall after 2 quick outs to start the inning. And we'll see if Rosenall gets the green light down 4. You just want to think Lower Merion's thinking base runners, and again, woefully short there was Taylor with that one. So 2 out base runner for Lower Merion.
Now batting for Lower Merion, number 15, Zoe Kaplan.
So Zoe Kaplan now with a runner at first and 2 out. As Shannon Taylor tries to see her way out of this inning, as she's thrown 5 straight out of the strike zone. And really none of the 5 have been close. See if she can bear down here. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and swing and a miss. Is a bit of a help there from Kaplan, as that was clearly going to be ball 2. And got to think that's going to drive the coaching staff of Lower Merion nuts. And we're going to have a visit to the mound as coaches see something not quite right with Shannon Taylor right now. They'll try to make a quick fix here, get out of this inning, and go hit. And the visit is over. Quick words of encouragement, and we'll see if they're effective as Shannon Taylor, who has really cruised through the first 3+ innings of this game. A little bit wild here in the last couple pitches. Try to dial it in now. Count is even at 1-1, and misses low and away. So 2 balls and a strike. That at least closer than the previous ones. We'll see if Kaplan takes a bit more of a patient approach. Prove that Taylor can find the strike zone again, and a swing and a miss there. And count is even at 2-2, so Taylor can see her way out of this inning with one more pitch. Here's the windup and the 2-2 pitch. Just off the outside corner, so the count is run full. So here's the windup and the 3-2 pitch. As a ground ball to shortstop. Nice easy hop, gloved over to third, second base, and out, barely out at second base. And that'll be the 3rd out of the inning. As not sliding on the play was Emma Rosenall. Not sure if it would have made a difference, but kind of an unconventional put out there at second base. But the 3rd out nevertheless. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. 5-1 Norristown.
Before that play materializes in your head, you gotta say, if the ball comes to me, I'm going. If you're that close, I'd rather you just take it.
Who takes the equipment? Like if he's gone, who takes the equipment?
He's gonna take it back to school.
Who's taking it?
Ryan.
Oh, he just like puts it in his car or something?
He used to do it left. He had to go to left.
He's involved in every activity ever, it seems. So.
He kind of just like uses this as like, other, interns.
Yeah.
Free gym all summer, I'm there.
Bailey, is this Alexa?
Now batting for Norristown, first baseman Alexa Eaton.
About ready to start the bottom of the 4th inning. This sees Norristown out to a 5-1 lead. Alexa Eaton, first baseman for the Eagles, will lead off. As Norristown scored 5 in the first, and Charleston has really settled in since then. The Eagles would like to put a couple more crooked numbers on that scoreboard. And there is a fastball taken for a strike. Another fastball taken for a strike as Charleston dialed in here early on to start this 4th inning. And Eaton in the hole, 0-2. Here's the windup in the 0-2. That ball is ripped to first base, but a nice play by Kaplan and records the 1st out of the inning.
Now batting for Norristown, pitcher Shannon Taylor.
So Shannon Taylor, now the 9-hole hitter for Norristown, comes up to the plate. Eagles lead 5-1. Taylor been excellent on the mound so far and certainly gotten help from her mates. And she takes a fastball over for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. And that ball is fouled back out of play as Taylor was on it, but fouled it straight back, so she'll have to protect now on the hole, 1-2.
Shannon, drive it up the middle.
So Charleston with a windup in the 1-2. Fastball misses away. And we've seen Lower Merion really shore up their defense since a shaky first inning. Some nice plays on both ends. That ball is popped up, and it is caught down left field. A nice running play by Kelly Doherty for the second out of the inning.
Now batting for the Eagles, third baseman Maya Humphreys.
So back to the top of the lineup for the Eagles. Maya Humphreys comes up with 2 outs and nobody on base. And she grounds one to second base. It is gloved and it is thrown. And a quick inning for Charleston. As 3 up, 3 down, we'll go to the top of the 5th. It's 5-1 Norristown.
They play. Thank you so much. Like, I'm trying my best here. 3 and 2. They play 6 or 7 innings.
7.
What'd you say?
7.
It's not my chair. It's put out for me. Well, I'm kind of a big deal, you know? No, basketball. Yes. Girls, so like, you get a repeat? You get a game? This current crew, I mean, they're nice girls, but they're good. And Pac-Man has really, really, really good teams. So, Springboard, PV, Tactics. We got 8 and 9. They kill them? Yeah, 8 and 1. There's nothing to eat up. Oops. Did I damage anything? Nope, didn't like that. I tripped it up. Alright, let's see what's up.
Now batting for the Aces, number 13, Anissa Pugh.
Ready to start the top of the 5th inning, Anissa Pugh will be leading things off. And she swings and misses at high heat. As the Aces of Lower Merion have helped out Taylor a little bit by chasing some pitches out of the strike zone here, especially when he got a little case of being wild. Pugh lays off that, evens the count at 1-1. Now the windup in the pitch, and that misses high and away. So once again, Shannon Taylor missing high with a lot of these pitches. And it'd be 3-0 if Pugh would have laid off the first one. And compensates there and dribbles it to home. And again, Taylor having trouble finding the strike zone as the count has run to 3-1. Now here's the windup in the 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Probably ball 4. And again, some encouragement by the first base coach there to swing at strikes, he says. Clearly, that would have been ball 4. Now here's the 3-2 pitch, and that is way high. Then Taylor loses Pugh, leadoff base runner for the Aces.
Now batting for the Aces, number 2, Jess Polsky.
Then they put somebody in. Then we told me.
And that is going to be a ground ball to shortstop, and stepping on the bag and throwing over to the first, not in time for the double play, but still an out recorded as an excellent play there by Margot Johnson just to get the lead runner. So the first out of the 5th has been recorded.
Now batting for the Aces, number 6, Kelly Dory.
One back. There you go.
So now Doherty up with 1 on and 1 out. Eagles lead 5-1. We're in the top of the 5th. And that is a pitch that gets underneath Morris. That'll be a pass ball. As is Ava Holmberg, who's now into the game. She replaces Polsky. Holmberg grounded the short, was nearly doubled up, but barely beat out the throw, but did beat out the throw. Now lies at second base after the pass ball on Morse. So 1 ball and no strikes. And there's a ground ball to second base. And underhand throw to first, and that's the second out of the inning. Nice play again by Aaliyah Fisher, who's made every play her way. Now 2 outs.
Now batting for the Aces, number 10, Kylie Paccioni.
So Kylie Paccioni now speaks to the third base coach. See how they want to do things right now as Lower Merion tries to crawl a little bit closer. They trail by 4. Paccioni arguably their best hitter now. And she'll face off against Shannon Taylor. And they're going to call that a foul ball. It was a slow pitch there by Taylor. And nary a movement by Paccioni, but the ball looked like it hit the inside of the bat, maybe the knob of the bat. And we're talking to an issue with somebody with their lights on in a Hummer that is affecting the sight of both the umpire and it looks like the left side of the infield, as some do-gooders are over there. They requested they turn on the lights, and they have. So that's settled. And it's Paccioni now with the count not in her favor at no balls and 1 strike. As Taylor comes with the 0-1 pitch. Misses high. Leadoff runner got on a walk. Was nearly doubled up the next batter. Holmberg advanced on a wild pitch. Advances on a ground ball to second. Now she lies there at second with 2 outs. And Taylor would love nothing more than the strainer there. And 1 more strike here would do just that. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And here's the pitch. Popped up. Should be easy. And it is. Aaliyah Fisher makes the play. And that'll do it for the Aces here in the 5th. We'll go to the bottom half. 5-1 Norristown.
You guys were done when? Your list.
Oh, tomorrow.
Where? Kenwood?
Somewhere near Philly.
Probably. Yeah, it would be Kenwood. Oh.
the Eagles center fielder, Bailey Hendricks.
The Bailey Hendricks is going to lead it off for Norristown here in bottom of the fifth. Eagles lead 5-1. Most of the scoring in this game coming early. Eagles with 5 in the first. Lower Merion got their run in the second. And all goose eggs since. And Hannah Charleston starts with a fastball missing low. And this young lady's really bounced back since a rough first inning. And fouling a ball at the plate. Hendricks tosses it back to the pitcher and evens the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now the windup in the 1-1. And a swing and a miss at a fastball as Hendricks couldn't quite catch up with that. And she's in the hole 1-2. Here's the windup in the 1-2. Ground ball to deep short. She's going to have to hurry. And she does hold the bag there at first base. Excellent play by the shortstop. And Hendricks is retired first out of the inning.
Now batting for the Eagles shortstop, Margot Johnson.
So Margot Johnson, the shortstop, and had an excellent night at the plate. A couple of doubles and a couple of very hard hit balls, probably the 2 hardest hit balls tonight. As she'll come up with nobody on base and 1 out for the Eagles, who lead by 4 here in the bottom half of 5. Charleston's first pitch is over for a strike. As the Eagles, who've had offensive woes most of the season, got off on the right foot, but they have been stymied since. Pitch misses away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ground ball to third base. And throw is not going to be in time, is not able to hold on to it. Was the third baseman for Lower Merion, and we're going to have a run-out base runner.
Now batting for the Eagles, second baseman, Aaliyah Fisher.
So a base runner now for the Eagles, and sure enough, there goes Johnson for second. The throw is not going to be in time. It goes into center field, but it is backed up by Holmberg there, and they'll keep Johnson at second base. I was going to say, as soon as we praise the defense of Lower Merion, then turn around and make an error. His routine ground ball to Paccioni, unable to hold the bag, was Rosenall there at first. And so now Norristown with a runner in scoring position and 1 out, as they'd love to tack on to this 4-run lead. Get a little more insurance. So Fisher at the plate, and she takes a fastball just on the inside, on the outside corner, I should say. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Misses low. There goes Johnson for third, and spitting on it is going to be Margot Oxman, as didn't want to take the chance of throwing her away and leading to a run. So now, if Fisher can put the ball in play, he liked Norristown's chances to tack on a run. That ball is fouled back and out of play. So nice job of defensive hitting here by Aaliyah Fisher. As with 2 strikes, she'll be forced to protect. Charleston winds up, pitches, misses away. And a windup and the pitch. The ball is cued. It's going to be a base hit. Base hit to right field. And scoring on the play is Johnson, and an RBI single for Fisher, and it's now a 6-1 Norristown lead.
Now batting for the Eagles, left fielder Marissa Dell.
So a nice piece of hitting there by Aaliyah Fisher. She serves the ball the other way, and the RBI single gives Norristown a 5-run lead. They lead 6-1 now here in the bottom of the fifth, in prime position to earn their first victory of the season. As Dell takes a fastball off the outside corner, and that ball had some muster on it right there. Might say that was Charleston's best fastball of the evening. And that is also taken for a strike. And again, Oxman can't get the ball out of her glove. So another opportunity now as Fisher in scoring position. She runs well. So now the windup and the pitch popped up in the infield. And the play is made there in center field by Alyssa Holmberg. It'll be the second out of the inning. So still another chance for Norristown to do it, some 2-out damage.
Now batting for the Eagles, catcher Erin Morris.
So Erin Morris with an opportunity to do some 2-out damage for the Eagles, increase this 5-run lead. Ball misses low. Charleston comes with the 1-0. That ball is ripped. The shortstop, she'll have to hurry. The throw is in time, they're going to say, for the third out of the inning. Looked like she beat it. But a jeer from the crowd, but whatever the umpire says goes, as it looked like Morris beat that out. But not an empty inning as Norristown is able to score a run. We'll go to the top of the sixth. 6-1 Eagles.
You going to draft? Yeah. Well, is it the same place every is in New York, or no, where is it? Is it always New York? It's always in the green. That'll be fun.
To sit at a table, 2 hours.
Yeah, but they'll have probably the best food that money could buy. You'll see, you'll be like, oh my God, there's so-and-so, there's so-and-so, there's so-and-so. That'll be an experience. Ooh. When is it?
I think June 25th.
So we're out of school then now.
Yeah. If we weren't out of school, I would still.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. I believe we are in the top of the sixth.
See, I never heard it until you. Trying to be like everybody else and make sure I know you won.
Yeah, you guys see her number?
Now batting for the Aces, number 12, Alyssa Holmberg.
So center fielder Alyssa Holmberg leads things off for Lower Merion here in the top of the sixth. The Eagles lead 6-1. And fastball misses high, 1-0. And that ball misses low, and again, Taylor comes out struggling with her control. So 2-0 to Holmberg, taking a more patient approach than some of her teammates so far today. Now's the windup and the pitch, and that misses woefully inside. So 3 balls and no strikes. As Holmberg looks to lead off a potential big inning for Lower Merion. They're in need of one, down 5 with just 6 outs to play with. And here's the windup and the pitch, and that's going to be high. So Holmberg walks on 4 pitches, so lead things off for Lower Merion.
Now batting for the Aces, number 7, Margot Oxman.
So Margot Oxman now up, cleanup hitter, as she's looked to put the ball in play or take a 4-pitch walk. As again, Taylor struggles and delivers a high fastball. None of these pitches have been close so far. First 5 have missed badly so far. But Taylor has been able to regroup when this has happened earlier so far. I hope we can continue on with that theme. And there she does, as that was a strike, but it is fouled down the third baseline. Count evens at 1-1. So now the stretch, and the 1-1 pitch is grounded foul as Taylor got in on Oxman's hands there. Not a whole lot that Oxman can do with that pitch. Tough to keep that pitch fair. But she's got the jump on her now. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Looks like Taylor settled in after a wild first at bat here. 1 on, nobody out. Lower Merion trails by 5. And that ball is low. Nice job by Morris to block it and keep the runner at first. Count evens at 2-2. And now the windup. And the pitch. That ball is ripped into right field, and that's going to be down for a base hit. Clean single. And first 2 batters have reached for Lower Merion.
Now batting for the Aces, number 3, Hannah Charlson.
You're training to be a curler.
So Hannah Charlson up now for the Aces as they look to claw their way back in this game. They only trail by 5. They have the first 2 runners on. And once again, Taylor falls behind the batter with a fastball that misses inside, 1-0. Eagles are taking it out anywhere. Just want to avoid the beginning. 6 outs away from their first victory of the year. And that's a high fastball, 2-0. Here's the windup and the 2-0 pitch, and that misses inside again. So once again, Taylor in one of these spells where it's difficult for her to throw strikes, and she is 1 pitch away from walking the bases loaded. And Rosenall is taking a patient approach. And here's the stretch, and that's going to be high, ball 4, and the bases are loaded with nobody out.
Now batting for the Aces, number 1, Emma Rosenau.
So the Eagles conference at the mound as they are in much need of an out anywhere. They lead by 5, but in a precarious position right now as they're loaded with nobody out here in the top of the 6th inning, as Taylor has struggled to throw strikes over the course of the last several innings. And in dire need of an out somewhere here. Stay out of the beginning. That is Emma Rosenau right now, who looks to hit the ball the other way, the way she's positioned, and she takes a strike. So Taylor fights back and gets ahead of the hitter now. So try to keep that going. And somehow find a way to get an out, stay out of the big inning. And misses high. And when she has struggled, she has missed high tonight. And certainly when she's tried to compensate, she's thrown a couple ground balls up there. Well, the count is even at 1-1. Now the windup and the pitch. Just a bit high, 2 balls and a strike. And a nice job by Rosenall, who very patient. It's going to force Taylor to throw strikes. As she bends out a tire shoe, gets some words of encouragement from shortstop Margot Johnson and third baseman Maya Humphreys, leaders of this team. And it looks like we're going to be ready to go as Lower Merion coach takes a chance to have a quick chat with Rosenall. So the count's 2 balls and 1 strike. The bases are loaded. There's nobody out here in the top of the 6th. Taylor comes from the windup and the pitch, and that's going to be high. So 3 balls and 1 strike. And we'll see if Rosenall even thinks about swinging here with a strike to play with. And there is a strike, and there was a pitch to hit, but Rosenall took the chance, and now she'll have to protect with a 3-2 count. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the payoff pitch misses just low for a ball, and that's going to lead to the second run for Lower Merion. Now a 6-2 game.
Now batting for the Aces, number 15, Zoe Kaplan.
Now Zoe Kaplan up now. Left-hander, still nobody out for the Aces. As that pitch misses high. Looked pretty good here. But when you're missing the zone consistently, you're unlikely to get a call from the umpire. So Norristown still in a good position, but Taylor again is going to have to find the strike zone, and that ball is low. And Morris keeps it close. No one able to advance. Eagles can get it out at any base. They'll take it out anywhere at this point. They'll certainly sacrifice a run. That ball is grounded foul. So ball and a strike on Zoe Kaplan. So here's the windup and the 1-1. Foul tip into the mid of Aaron Morris. And second strike, so now an opportunity for Taylor to perhaps record it out without letting up a run if she's able to take care of Kaplan here. And Kaplan lays off a fastball high and away. It evens the count at 2-2. Now check that. The count is run full, 3-2. So once again, here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Might have been ball 4, but a big out for Norristown as the first out of the inning is recorded.
Now batting for Lower Merion, number 13, Anissa Pugh.
So now Norristown might be able to see their way out of this inning. Still just 1 out. But they came close to turning a double play earlier. A double play here would be a dagger for the Aces. But once again, Norristown just wants to avoid the crooked number. If they could get an out and trade it for a run, I'm sure they would do that. As we got a pinch runner coming in now. As Amber Connor in the pinch run for Hannah Charleston. Charleston on the mound, get a chance to rest up a little bit. And ball in the dirt to start against Pugh, 1-0. And we from the windup and the 1-0 pitch. misses just inside, 2-0. And Pugh's certainly going to make Taylor find the strike zone before she takes that bat off her shoulder. 2-0. Popped up. She did the opposite of what I said. Well, it was a strike, borderline pitch there. I'm not sure if it would have been a strike, but count is now 2-1 as Pugh, trying to be aggressive, wants to earn her way on via the hit. Taylor wants to prevent it. Can she? We'll find out. Here's the 2-1. That ball is going to be trouble as it falls over the shortstop's head. One run's going to score, and it's going to be an RBI single.
Now batting for the Aces, number 2, Jess Polsky. Sorry, number 25, Ava Holmberg.
So Ava Holmberg, who came in for Jess Polsky earlier, as it is now a 6-3 lead, and she lays off a high fastball as they have, well, Merion has cut the lead in half here in the top half of this inning. Norristown led 6-1. And again, Norristown looking just to get an out. And that pitch misses high and inside. So 2-0. Swing and a miss at a good pitch. 2 balls and 1 strike as Holmberg waves and misses at a Taylor fastball. Imperative that Taylor continues to find the strike zone here. Try to limit the damage. Here's the windup in the 2-1. That's a foul back and out of play. So a nice job by Taylor now to even the count at 2-2. So Taylor gets her sign. And she'll come with the 2-2 pitch. And it is popped up into center field and making the play. And Norristown should get a double play, and they are going to get a double play. Yes, they will not get a double play. Oh, my. What should have been a tailor-made double play is, forgetting how many outs there were, was the runner for Lower Merion. She was able to scoot back in time as Humphreys was unable to corral it to get Norristown out of the inning. That may come back and haunt them. Oh, my.
Now batting for Lower Merion, number 6, Kelly Dory.
So quite a extraordinary chain of events right there as the runner from third base forgot how many outs there were, nearly crossed home plate as Bailey Hendricks made the play in center field, hit the cutoff man, but the throw over to second, Maya Humphreys was unable to corral it, and able to scurry back was the Lower Merion runner, and so Norristown still has to get an out. And there's a foul back and out of play. That's a nice job here by Shannon Taylor to right the ship a little bit and find the strike zone again. And you sure hope she can retire this batter and limit the damage and hope that doesn't come back to haunt Norristown as they were out of this inning. Now the windup in the pitch. High and away for a ball. Ball's cued foul, another souvenir for a lucky fan. So Doherty, with the bases loaded and 2 outs, her team trailing by 3. as she is going to get a base hit to the outfield, and this is going to score at least one run. There's going to be a play at the plate. No, holding it is going to be the shortstop. So a 2 out, 2 RBI single has drawn Lower Merion to within 1.
Now batting for the Aces, number 10, Kylie Paccioni.
So Paccioni now. Tying run at second base, and sure enough, the Norristown was out of the inning. And 2 runs that'll go in as unearned. But a clean single and 2 RBIs for Doherty. Paccioni. Ooh, not sure where that was. That looked pretty good. 2 balls and no strikes. That high strike seemed to be called earlier in the game. Strike zone has shrunk a little bit as we've continued on. And that ball is lined to short, and making the play is Margot Johnson. So that'll do it for the Aces. But they crawl closer as now they trail by just 1, 6-5 Norristown.
I think it's 6-5, but I'm doing it in my head. I could be wrong. I think I'm not.
How are you even doing that?
I don't know. Listen, I'm doing 5 different things. Like, I don't have a table.
Mr. Morris is a man of many talents.
Yeah.
Let's go. Game's never over.
You know for sure winning?
Yeah.
6-5. I was right. You're right, Aaron. I am a man of many talents. Sixers up early. All right.
Now batting for the Eagles, right fielder Isabel Rivera.
The Norristown with the slimmest of leads right now. They led 6-1 in the top half of this inning. But a 4-run 6th has drawn Lower Merion to within 1. And 2 of those runs, which you really hope Norristown is able to overcome, should not have scored. As a costly error at third base. But now Norristown, again, 3 outs away from their first win of the year as Rivera leads off for Norristown. And she cues one foul down the first base line. 2 strikes on the senior. Rivera playing right field for the Eagles. She'll try to get things started, try to find a hole in. Norristown certainly would love an insurance run or 2 as they head to the 7th after this. Ground ball to second base. It is gloved, and the underhand toss is in time to retire Rivera. 1 out.
Now batting for the Eagles, playing first base, Alexa Eaton.
So Alexa Eaton now with 1 out, nobody on, a little late on a fastball. And that ball is ripped out in the right field, and it's down for a base hit. Nice job, a piece of hitting for Alexa Eaton, and she's going to get 2 out of it. Doesn't slide, unfortunate. She's in there with a 1-out double.
Now batting for the Eagles, pitching, Shannon Taylor.
So Shannon Taylor now with an opportunity to help her own cause, as Eden ripped a single into right field. I should say a double. She's at second with one out. Taylor takes a fastball high and away, and the spirits of Norristown seem to be revived on the bench as they can smell a victory right now. They love an insurance run. And Taylor and Humphreys may be able to provide that. And Hannah Charleston misses with the first two pitches, is 2-0. May see Taylor take a patient approach and make Charleston come in with a strike. She does just that. 2 balls and a strike. And a little late on a fastball, evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now the windup in the 2-2. And Taylor fights it off. She stays alive. Just try to put the ball in play, at least maybe move a runner. An error might score. Pass ball might score. And fights off another pitch, foul back and out of play. So Shannon Taylor not going quietly here. Here's the windup and the pitch. That's a ground ball to to second base. The play is made over, but the runner does advance. And just 60 feet from another run is Alexa Eaton.
Now batting for the Eagles, third baseman Maya Humphreys.
So Maya Humphreys now with an opportunity to right her wrong from the top half of this inning, as she was unable to gather the ball in at third base and get out of the inning, which just would have been a 2-run inning for Lower Merion. They're able to get 2 more, but she can certainly help right the wrong here with a base hit, as Norristown with a 1-run lead, 3 outs to go. And that ball misses outside for the second ball, so it's 2 balls, no strikes. Swing and a miss. Pitch to hit there for Humphreys, pulled off a little bit. There's the windup and the pitch. Swing and a miss. And that'll do it for the Eagles here in the 6th. So we will go to the 7th. 3 outs away from a win. Norristown leads 6-5.
You guys see that number? 12?
Yeah. Number 12.
Number 12.
Now batting for the Aces, number 12, Alyssa Holberg.
So if you ask Norristown if they would take a 1-run lead in the 7th inning and 3 outs away from a victory, they'd probably take it. That's where we stand right now. It was a 6-1 lead, but Lower Merion has fought their way back to within 1. But Norristown, once again, they can retire the side without letting up a run, they will escape with a victory. So Shannon Taylor misses away, 2 balls and no strikes. And Alyssa Holmberg, 3-hole hitter. Gonna make Taylor come in and find the strike zone. And a ground ball up the middle, that's gonna be a base hit. So a leadoff base runner is on for Lower Merion.
Now batting for Lower Merion, number 7, Margot Oxman.
And Oxman takes a strike. A tying run is on at first. There's nobody out. Cleanup hitter, Oxman. Catcher, Taylor with the 0-1. Misses high. And they want to keep an eye on Holmberg over there. Try to keep her from getting in scoring position. And way high, ball 2. So 2 balls and a strike. And that ball misses high and away, so 3-1. Three balls and 1 strike to Oxman, and that pitch is high. And Norristown now in dire straits. It's 2 on, nobody out.
Now batting for the Aces, number 3, Hannah Charleston.
So a single and a walk, and the Aces have their first 2 runners on here in the 7th. And a strike on the inside corner to Charleston. And it's a good thing that Shannon Taylor's gotten ahead here. As Norristown got to get an out somewhere. Play is at any base. And that is strike 2. So now Taylor's got the jump on Charleston. Charleston will have to protect. See what Taylor dials up. Here's the windup and the pitch. It is a ground ball, and Taylor's going to make the play over at first. The runners do advance, but there is the first out of the inning. So we'll have to see how Norristown's going to play defensively now.
Now batting for Lower Merion, number 1, Emma Rosenthal.
So Norristown has to make a decision how they're going to play defensively here, as they are 2 outs away from a win. You play the runners up, you may be able to cut off a ground ball, maybe able to cut off the runner coming home. However, easier chance to get a hit, and you could find yourself trailing heading into the bottom half of this inning. So we'll see what they're going to dial up. And it's a conference at the mound, and I'm sure that's what they're discussing right now. You also have the option of perhaps walking the next batter to get a force at any base, but then you put the pressure on Taylor to throw strikes, and she has had some issues in the latter innings after a strong start. So the batter's Emma Rosenau. Second baseman's played well tonight, as Norristown in desperate need of an out. And that pitch misses on the off the inside corner, 1-0. And you can't help but think back to the top half of the 6th inning on what should have been a double play, and a couple extra runners scored for Lower Merion. That is a ground ball that's going to stay foul, so the count will stay at 1-1. So a ball and a strike now to Rosenau. Taylor gets her sign with the windup and the 1-1 pitch. That is driven into the outfield, and that's going to tie the ball game. They're going to get a runner out at third, though, and they do, but the game is tied. As coming in the score is Holmberg, and we are now knotted at 6.
Now batting for the Aces, number 15, Zoe Kaplan.
Yo, if this game goes extra innings, I gotta roll. So I got you. You take it.
Now, buddy, for the Aces.
That sounds just like you. Yeah, yeah, you'll be perfect.
No.
Take it. Aaron, you do the play.
Now batting for the Aces.
It's not the 1920s.
So Zoe Kaplan up now with a chance to give the Aces the lead. They just tied it on Rosenau's base hit, but some good outfield play as the Aces got a little bit greedy and had a runner thrown out at third. So Norristown looking to try to win it in the bottom of the 7th, but before they can do that, they got to get an out here. And that ball is low, and trying to get to third base, but throwing it ahead and scurrying back is going to be Rosenau. And I think that's a play there. If you're the catcher, you want to run at the runner and force a run down. But Morris, worst case scenario, didn't want that runner to get to third base, so she threw right away. And that pitch misses high. Base is open, but again, you don't want to paint yourself in the corner, get too many runners on base, and be forced to throw strikes. And that is way high. And you got to wonder, with all the pitches that Taylor has thrown, is she beginning to fatigue? And here's the windup in the pitch, and that is a strike. So here is the windup and the pitch. That misses way high and away. So she walks Kaplan. That'll bring up Anissa Pugh.
Now batting for the Aces, number 13, Anissa Pugh.
So Taylor can still see her way out of this, as the Aces have tied the game here in the 7th. Pugh lines it up the middle for a base hit. That's going to go to the wall, and that's going to give up Lower Merion the lead. Coming in the score is Rosenau, and scurrying the second base is Pugh with a hard double. And it's now an 8-7 Lower Merion lead.
Now batting for Lower Merion, number 25, Ava Holmberg.
So Anissa Pugh, who's been aggressive all night, wasted no time. Took a first ball fastball up the middle and lined it into the outfield. And that RBI double has given Lower Merion the lead. And they have climbed all the way back after trailing 6-1 to take a 7-6 lead as they try to earn their second victory of the year. So Taylor comes with a pitch. That is lined to second base. It's dug out, and a nice play by Aaliyah Fisher retires the side, but not before Lower Merion scores 2, and they've taken a lead. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. It's 7-6 Aces.
Sixers are rolling. Up 17.
Let's go. Come on, Raptors, come back.
You can just smell it. You can smell it.
Come on,
Yeah,
Raptors,
they're
come
gonna listen. It's gonna go 7, and then the Raptors are gonna roll.
Raptors are going to come back, win by 30.
Probably.
Win by 70.
I don't know about that.
Now,
Now batting for the Eagles, center fielder Bailey Hendricks.
so it is the bottom of the 7th inning. And unless Norristown can score 1 run or 2, they will have found a way to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. But they got the meat of the lineup, 2-3-4, Hendricks, Johnson, Fisher to start off. And Hendricks takes the ball away. So Norristown looking to earn their first win of the year in dramatic fashion. And Hendricks fouls one back over top of the Lower Merion dugout, evens the count at 1-1.
That'd be pretty cool.
It wouldn't be, because MLB games wouldn't even exist. It'd be like 20 minutes.
And now the 1-1 pitch, nearly hit her. And she tiptoed out of the way. So 2 balls and a strike, and Norristown certainly will take a base runner any way they can get it at this point. And she fists one to first base, a lot of spin on it, but making the play is Zoe Kaplan. And Hendricks is retired.
Now batting for the Eagles, shortstop Margot Johnson.
So Margot Johnson now up at the plate and calling time as the Lower Merion coach, as he clearly doesn't have anywhere to be. As they'll talk strategy here with 1 out here in the 7th and his team leading by 1. And Margot Johnson, who's had an excellent night at the plate so far, she'll need to get on base to put a little scare in the Aces and try to tie this game. So the conference is over. Charleston's going to get a fresh ball from the umpire. And Johnson will dig in. So here we go as the temperature has dropped below 50 degrees. And there's a fastball on the outside corner for a strike. Here's the windup. 0-1, that misses away. So Johnson takes the pitch low. As Charleston struggled in the first inning, has only given up a run since. Really settled in and done a nice job, regained her composure. And she's 2 outs away from an ace victory. And there's a strike on the outside corner, count even at 2-2. So Johnson will have to protect. Aaliyah Fisher waiting on deck, hoping she gets a chance to come up with an eagle on base. And that misses just away. So the count is run full to Johnson. As Charleston comes with a payoff pitch. Popped up, playable. And dropping it as it fell in between the catcher, the second baseman, and the first baseman. Each had a shot at it, no communication, and Johnson's at first base. Oh, my.
Now batting for the Eagles, second baseman, Aaliyah Fisher.
So another conference at the mound. Aaliyah Fisher will step in with 1 on and 1 out. The tying run at first base is Margot Johnson. Fisher represents the winning run. But Eagles fortunate to have a runner on base right there as 3 aces converged on an infield pop-up and no one came up with it. And squaring to bunt is Fisher. And it's a questionable call as the Eagles with just 2 outs left. You give up 1 here to get a runner in scoring position. We'll see if the bunt is on. It is. And again, a foul. And Fisher's in the hole, 0-2. Got to think they're going to pull the bunt off right now. With just 2 outs to play with, you cannot afford a bunt third strike. So, some manicuring of the home plate by the umpires. He clearly must not have anywhere to be tonight either. Here's the windup in the pitch, and that it misses inside. Runner steals second, and Johnson's in safely. So now a runner in scoring position. Fisher has a chance to knock her in with a single. As that pitch just barely missed. So it's a ball and 2 strikes. Now the windup by Charleston, the 1-2. Misses away, count even at 2-2. Aaliyah Fisher with a 2-ball and 2 strike count. Swings and misses at a fastball, second out of the inning.
Now batting for the Eagles, left fielder Marissa Dell.
So the last hope for the Eagles is Marissa Dell, as Margot Johnson is at second base with 2 outs. And the tension is high here at East Norriton Township Stadium, as Dell took a fastball on the outside corner for a strike. Swings and misses at another fastball. The Eagles down to their last strike, as Dell's going to have to dig down deep here against the tough righty in Charleston. Now the windup and the 0-2 pitch. Takes high and away. There goes the runner for third. No need to slide. A little bit of an awkward slide, as it looked like Johnson was in between standing and sliding. Dennis Flynn is starting to make his way over. Looks like Johnson's going to be okay, and she is. You do that when you're 43. You may not be okay, but pliable bones when you're 17. So now the runner 60 feet from home plate. A swing and a miss, and that's going to do it. As Dell goes down swinging, and the Eagles, once up 6-1, cough this one up, and they will lose tonight to the Lower Merion Aces 7-6. A valiant effort by the Eagles, but they fall just a run short. So, for Ian Morris, I'd like to appreciate everyone for joining us tonight. Take care, folks.